In today's world, we're surrounded by smart gadgets, subscription service, constant notifications, and rising utility bills. But there's a quiet community that thrives without any of that noise: the Amish. They live without electricity, without internet, and without modern conveniences. Yet, they're healthy, self-reliant, and incredibly frugal. What if we took a step back? What if the tools of the past were actually the smarter choice for the future? In this video, we're going to look at 10 Amish gadgets and tools that might change how you live and help you save a fortune in the process. These aren't gimmicks or antiques. They're practical, durable, and often better than their modern counterparts. Let's dive in. The non-electric wringer washer is a staple in many Amish households. At first glance, it might look like something out of a museum: a galvanized tub, a hand crank or foot pedal, and a wringer up top. But this tool is a workhorse. With no need for electricity, these washers can clean clothes just as effectively as modern machines. Instead of using complex circuitry and dozens of electrical parts that are prone to failure, this washer relies on simple mechanics. That makes it not only more reliable, but also far easier and cheaper to repair. The wringer, which squeezes out excess water, means you don't need a dryer either. Hang your clothes on a line, and you've cut your laundry energy use nearly to zero. More importantly, it teaches mindfulness. You're not tossing clothes in and walking away. You're present, involved, and over time, you gain an appreciation for the process and for the durability of your garments. Clothing cleaned this way tend to last longer because the agitation is gentler. That's money saved not just in utilities, but on clothes too. Before electric refrigerators became the norm, the icebox was the cooling method of choice. Amish families still use them today. They function with a simple principle: place a large block of ice in the top compartment, and cool air naturally circulates downwards to keep food chilled. This isn't just nostalgia. Iceboxes are incredibly energy efficient because they use no power at all. In colder months, ice can be harvested from ponds and streams and stored in sawdust-insulated ice houses for use year-round. In warmer months, ice deliveries from local suppliers make the system just as functional. It encourages a smarter approach to food. You don't stand in front of it with the door open for 10 minutes. You plan, you conserve, you learn how to store food at the maximum shelf life. It also subtly changes your shopping habits. You shop more locally, more seasonally, and more often. And when you waste less food, you save more money. These irons look heavy, and that's because they are. Built from solid cast iron, many fueled by kerosene or white gas. A small tank is attached, and the heat radiates directly through the sole plate. There's no dial, no blinking lights, no auto shutoff. At first, that might sound inconvenient, but it's actually a return to durability and intentionality. These irons last for decades. Some families pass them down. If the flame goes out, you relight it. If the handle gets loose, you tighten it. There's nothing to break that you can't fix. Using one of these irons slows you down. You don't multitask while ironing, you focus on the job. That means better care of your clothes. It might take more time, but it saves electricity and helps you hold on to the wardrobe longer. The treadmill sewing machine is iconic. You've seen it. A solid wood cabinet with a metal foot pedal below. It doesn't plug in, it doesn't hum. It doesn't break down the moment a microchip fails. Instead, it responds to your foot, giving you complete control over the stitching speed and pressure. Amish families use these machines daily, not just for repairs, but to make entire wardrobes. The skill is passed down through generations. With one of these, you can mend what's broken, resize what no longer fits, and even repurpose old fabric into something new. That reduces waste, saves money, and reconnects you to the basic human skill: making and fixing. This tool strips dried corn off the cob using nothing but elbow grease. It's an incredibly efficient design. You insert a cob, turn the crank, and the kernels fall into a bin while the cob pops out the other side. Amish families use these for livestock feeding, making cornmeal, and even for craft and seed storage. But beyond its agricultural use, the sheller represents a shift in mindset, putting effort in up front to get long-term results. It also speaks to value the Amish hold dearly: independence. You're not relying on pre-processed, packaged, marketed up food products. You're starting with a raw ingredient, and that is the first step to real savings. Walk onto any Amish homestead, and chances are you'll find a well with a hand pump. Some are purely manual, others are wind operated. Either way, they provide access to fresh water without touching the grid. It's more than just quaint, it's resilient. If the power goes out, water still flows. If infrastructure fails, your family still has what they need. There's no pipes to burst, no bills to pay, and no systems to hack. In a modern home, installing a hand pump as a backup system can give you peace of mind and long-term savings. Water is life, and controlling your source of it is one of the most powerful things you can do. Making butter by hand might sound like a chore, but for the Amish, it's a part of life. Using a dasher churn or a barrel churn, they turn cream into rich, flavorful butter that puts store-bought varieties to shame. It doesn't take much, just time, rhythm, and a good supply of cream. The result is a product with no preservatives, made with your own two hands. You know where it came from, how it was made, and exactly what's in it. It saves money, reduces waste, and tastes better. Plus, it's a fun task the kids can help with. In a world full of artificial flavors and rising prices, butter churning might be one of the old-fashioned solutions we need. You've seen them, these scooters with big bicycle wheels and steel frames, zooming down the country roads. In the Amish groups, bicycles are banned, but scooters are often allowed, and they've turned them into serious tools for transportation. They're faster than walking, far cheaper than bikes, and nearly indestructible. With no gears, chains, or derailleurs to break, they require almost no maintenance. And they give you a solid cardio workout. For kids and adults alike, scooters provide freedom. They're a great option for urban communities, neighborhood errands, or just getting some fresh air without spending a dime on gas or bus fare. While the Amish don't connect to the electric grid, they do use propane to power lamps, ovens, and even refrigerators. These appliances are built to last, designed with simplicity and function in mind. Propane is portable, reliable, and can be stored in bulk. In many homes, it's used only when truly needed, which stretches each tank further. And since propane appliances don't rely on fragile electronics, they rarely need service. It's a brilliant balance between traditional and functional. And it also shows that being off-grid doesn't mean living in the dark. It means thinking differently. Modern farms use massive diesel tractors and computerized harvesters, but many Amish farmers use only horse-drawn equipment, sometimes retrofitting it to work with gas-powered hydraulics. The result? A powerful blend of old and new. These tools may be slower, but they're cheaper to operate. Horses don't need fuel, and they fertilize as they go. And with the right training, they work fields gently, preserving the soil for future generations. In your own life, you may not need a hay baler, but the principle applies. Simpler, slower tools often lead to better results. They cost less to run, are easier to repair, and foster a deeper connection with your work. The Amish aren't stuck in the past. They choose their tools carefully. They ask, does this serve our values? Will it last? And is it necessary? And in doing so, they've created a life that's not only more sustainable, but also more grounded. Each gadget we cover today reflects that mindset. It's not about rejecting technology. It's about being thoughtful, and it's about using what works, not what's trendy. You don't have to churn your own butter or iron with a flame. But maybe you start hanging your clothes to dry. Maybe you mend something instead of tossing it. Maybe you turn off the screen and turn a crank instead. If this video inspires you to think differently about how you live, how to spend, and how you save, consider subscribing. We explore forgotten skills, practical simplicity, and old-fashioned ways to make modern life better. Let us know in the comments, which Amish gadget would you actually try?